Hey guys, my name's Jeff. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself. First of all, my most enlightening or exciting experience, I would say, was several years ago, 1997, early 1997 to be specific. That's when I got my first bonus check at the investment bank I worked for. And it was then that I realized that, hey, you know what? If I keep this up for a few years, I'm not going to have to work all my life. I'll be able to go out, have enough money to do my own thing and pursue my real passions, which, as you'll see from my application, have a lot to do with pickup. So, that was exciting, and that just drove me to work harder and harder to build up my assets to feel safer and safer. And I have a very young heart, so I expect to be doing this for a long time. Now, about pickup, again, as I've said in my application, I'm very new to the community, but I've been doing pickup in my own way since I was in my early 20s. So let me give you a couple of examples. If I say I'm going out at night and I'm trying to meet girls, I typically don't approach mixed sets because I just never had a lot of confidence doing that. I instead tried to wait until there were smaller groups of just girls, or ideally the girl would be by herself or with just one friend. So let's say I'm at the disco and I see a couple of girls and I see someone I really want to talk to. I don't have a lot of lines or routines. It's all, I think, as Mihal says, it's all about the approach. So I'll go up to her and I'll say something like, you look bored, talk to me. And I look her in the eye. Not necessarily a lot of energy, but I try to show a lot of confidence, that I'm comfortable in my own skin. Now, she's going to say something back like, I'm not really bored, but yeah, let's talk. And then I talk to her, and then that's, I try to start, making things more relaxed. I bust on her about something like, you're too tall, or there's a word in Chinese that can either mean voluptuous or can mean overweight. And a lot of times Chinese people use it politely to refer to a woman who's overweight. And so I say, you're kind of fengman, which, that's the word. And then she'll look at me and kind of like, but eventually I'll give her a kind of indicator of interest by saying, but that's the type I like, if, other things are right. And things just happen really naturally for me. It's like I can kind of feel if the girl's my kind of girl or not. And if she is, I get a lot of energy. The interaction's very natural. It's kind of hard just to need to do it artificially. Now, let me give you one other story about when I met a girl in very strange circumstances. I was with my colleagues and we went to Fridays for lunch. And this is kind of it's a business situation, but when we were there, I noticed, a girl I really liked. She was sitting next to the window. I couldn't do anything about it because I was there with, my colleagues, including my boss. So, we finished our meal, we left, and I noticed that she was still there. And our office is very close, so we walked back to the office, and then I decided, to pop back out for a cup of coffee, or run an errand or whatever. So I go back to Fridays, and I walk outside, and I'm walking outside, and I noticed, that she's still there with her friend, sitting at the window, and I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to approach this girl? Am I going to go back into Fridays, sit down, order more drinks, etc.? And that's going to waste a lot of time, and I still need to get back to work and all. So I thought, well, and then also I think it would be kind of awkward going back in because she might have seen me the first time. So instead, what I do is, at that time, I didn't have a cell phone with me, so I go across the street, and there happens to be a payphone, and I call information. I get the number for Fridays, that specific Fridays, and I get the number, and then I call Fridays. I talk to the waitress, and I say, you know what? There's someone I really need to talk to in there, and I left earlier, and I described what she was wearing and where exactly she was sitting, and I tried to be nice to the waitress, and she actually did me the favor and went and got the girl and brought her to the phone. And I got the girl on the phone, and I just said, look, I saw you on Fridays. I really wanted to meet you. It wasn't convenient. My name's Jeff. would you mind giving me your telephone number? And then she was kind of giggling, and she said, were you one of the foreigners that was in here earlier? And I said, yeah. And I said, which one? And I described myself a little bit. I said I was a little bit taller, and I mean taller than the guys I was with. I'm only 5'11" and a half, so I'm not super tall or anything. And I told her what color of shirt I was wearing. She says okay. And she said, yeah, I'll give you my phone number. And I said, great, I'll call you at night and we'll get to know each other. That's simple. No lines, no pickup. It was just, having the balls to do that. And I don't know about the States, but that can work pretty well here. And so many times I've done simple things like that, and it's gotten me to where I want it to get me. In other cases, it's not a flat-out rejection. It's just like, yeah, we can be friends, but I got to tell you, I have a boyfriend. Or, other times the girl will be very cautious about guys trying to pick her up, and then she'll say, for what? And I'll say, just to become friends. Let's be friends. Now, in Taiwan, being friends, it's no big deal. I mean, it's cool. Even girls that have boyfriends can make other friends. So if the girl's too nervous or apprehensive, I calibrate down my language to say, let's just be friends. And many, many times, if things go well, a friend can very quickly become more than that, even when you're still just friends. So, there's my story. There's my event. You can see, you can see me here. I think that I have a lot of upside potential in this. I've been doing it a long time, but I haven't had your great techniques. I haven't had your great philosophies and understanding. I've all gone from trial and error, and I learned a lot, but I have a lot more to learn. So call me as soon as you can. I'll be in Thailand on holiday for the next few days, but I'll have my cell phone with me, and I look really forward to talking to you. Thanks for the chance to interview. Bye.